Let me ask the most legitimate question that I honestly can ask. Why do people hate things that are good and then like things that are bad? This is my take on Survivor Series WarGames. Now, that I didn't have any prediction video up on the channel this time around because, well, one, I had a little bit of time crunch, and two, kind of just fell off the radar with that. But this reaction video is definitely going to be something. I just got through watching WarGames. It is 2:06 a.m. as I'm recording this in Philadelphia, and yeah, there's been some divisiveness about the WarGames pay-per-view in the whole, saying people hated this pay-per-view, people didn't like the pay-per-view. There's people that are giving this low numbers. I particularly am one that is of the anomaly. I actually liked WarGames. I actually thought that WarGames was pretty damn good. And you're going to see in a tier list video that I will be uploading to this channel. Actually, this week, I will be uploading a tier list video of my ranking of every single WWE pay-per-view of this year. That, hey, this pay-per-view actually was pretty damn solid. The 4 matches that we had were pretty damn solid, except for one. I can honestly say that there was one match that was definitely deserving not to be on that pay-per-view, but understandable to why it was on the pay-per-view, 100%. But this was a really, really good pay-per-view. I thought this was a really solid pay-per-view. Let's start off with the women's WarGames. Now, I caught a glimpse of this while I was at work, just a little bit. I had to watch from the beginning, however. The women's WarGames actually was not bad. You started off with Charlotte Flair and Asuka. I thought they had a nice little couple of minutes. Obviously, Io came in. Everybody started coming in afterwards. I thought the star of the match was easily Lash Legend. She was amazing. Io Sky is Io Sky. She does her freaking thing all the time, especially with a trash can and trash can lid. She had a little slip up one time when she was crossing the ropes, but still was able to recover and do a nice little clothesline. She was really good. AJ Lee got lovely pop per usual. And then Becky Lynch got her comeuppance as per usual. With Jessica Carr, that storyline continuing, I think it's actually a really nice little story that they're telling with her and Jessica Carr. Still a little corruption. Karen Becky taking the beatdown and then taking the submission to AJ Lee, which is honestly leading to a WrestleMania match, which I am hella excited for. Lash Legend was a true star. Io Sky, of course, is Io Sky. Rhea Ripley had one of the best damn looks of the entire night. Terrifier, which is a movie that I somehow still will never be able to finish because, good lord, that is just as nasty as it gets. Nia Jax was okay. Charlotte Flair, pretty solid, the minutes that they had. But all in all, I cannot complain about the women's WarGames match. It had its story, it had its piece. I will say this, the build kind of was ridiculous, but that's how WarGames is. The builds don't really make sense all the time. They just gather the stars and just be like, hey, go ahead, get into a WarGames. But yeah, I will not complain that this was actually a bad WarGames. I thought this was a pretty solid WarGames. AJ Lee's team standing on top at the end of the night was definitely the good call. Don't need anything else. You got still great stories that will continue. You still had an awesome little set with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch, which was nice to revisit after a couple of years that it's had. And at the same time, 2 different character directions that they went on. And 2 years ago, they actually were part of the same team on WarGames, so it was pretty nice to see that little difference. Rhea Ripley, obviously, with everybody, pretty damn good, especially with Lash Legend. That was awesome. That was super freaking cool. And then her coming in with the kendo stick, the Terrifier look, like I said, awesome stuff. Kairi Sane coming in with the chain, cool stuff right there. We have the next match, Intercontinental Champion, words that I will never say, John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio. Now, many people thought that this would be Dominic versus Rey. I honestly wouldn't have minded that match whatsoever. And John Cena was going to be part of the men's WarGames. I wouldn't have minded that one bit. But the rematch between Dominic and John, I thought was the best damn thing on the night. One thing is for sure, and I'm going to admit this, and I don't care. I will be a 27-year-old man on December 30th at the end of this year. But I will be sobbing my balls off when John Cena has his final match on Saturday night's main event, which I will hope to live stream. If I don't, then I will have my true reaction on here on this channel that you guys can see, because when that happens and when I watch it and when I see it, I will cry like no other cry ever, and I don't think I'll be able to control myself. This is my favorite wrestler ever. I consider The Undertaker the GOAT, but John Cena is my true favorite wrestler of all time. There's nobody, as a kid to my grown-up age, that I have supported more than John Cena. And knowing that this is the end of perhaps one of the most legendary careers in professional wrestling in WWE history, it sucks. It really sucks the heart, because, God, Cena is amazing. Cena is awesome. And I thought this match did what it was supposed to do. Hey, Cena took a beating. Cena took a good beating. But had his comeback, had a nice moment. Dom doing what Dom does and cheats with the Judgment Day's help. First with Raquel and Roxanne out in ringside first. You had interference galore in this match, which is what it needed to be. It just needed to be a sideshow. I thought this needed to be a sideshow, and this was a nice sideshow. Now, do I think that Cena losing deflates what's going to happen at the end with his Saturday night's main event match? Probably, but at the same time, no. Because I think still beating Cena is a huge thing. And John Cena really hasn't taken a lot of losses this year, if you think about it. The tag team match was one loss. You had Cody beating him, which is, well, Cody Rhodes at one point eliminated in the Royal Rumble. It's a Royal Rumble, so you never know what's going to happen. You had him and, well, yeah, that's really not a lot of losses that John Cena has taken. And to be honest, and to be fair, yeah, this is important. Still, it's important to beat John Cena. So the people that are pinning John Cena and are beating John Cena now get to have this in their records is crazy. You still had the, like I said, you had the interference, which I'll still explain. Raquel hitting the Tejana bomb, pop rocks by Roxanne, Cena still getting out of it. You had Judgment Day interference again with Finn Balor and JD McDonough. If you don't know, JD McDonough is actually Jordan Devlin, you wanted to know that side piece, but neither here nor there. But that was a crazy interference section, and Cena was able to fend them off until Dominic had his run again. And then when Cena was calling for the referee after a 2 count, Liv Morgan made her return after a couple of months on the shelf, where she had to go on the shelf with a separated shoulder, had to get surgery, came back, smacked Dom, thought it was a face turn, hugged Cena. Then the look on her face changes from joy to evil. Low blow. Hits Cena to the ropes. 619. Frog splash again. Dominic Mysterio is the new Intercontinental Champion. I cannot take anything away from this match except just bravo, bravo, and I am ready to cry so many tears of just pain, sadness, but also joy that I got to witness one of the true great careers in WWE, and perhaps maybe the greatest WWE guy there was in John Anthony Felix Cena. Or is it John Felix Anthony Cena? I'm about to look this up, actually. How is it? Is it John Felix Anthony Cena or John Anthony Felix Cena? We're about to find out. In 3, 2, 1. John Felix Anthony Cena. Yeah. Amazing. Oh, he's a great grandfather of Ulysses J. Lupin. And his grandfather is Tony Lupin, who was a first baseman who used to play for the Phillies. Ah, nice. Trademark is his cousin. We all know about Trademark. And then not only Dana Enright Jr. or Enright. That's nice. The cousin. Obviously, you know John Cena. John Cena's father, John Cena Sr. Say that about 10 times fast. It's so crazy. But yeah, I'm not going to take away from this match. Awesome stuff. The women's world title match, I understand why this was on the card, but at the same time, this was the weakest match on the card. I thought this was it was a match. I can't really say nothing else about it except Devil's Kiss on the announce table, Devil's Kiss in the ring. The spiral tap is beautiful. Hey Nikki, if this is going to be your last run, great stuff this year, honestly. For the short time period that we had you for, you still look amazing. You are still pretty damn solid. But Stephanie Vaquer, I had no doubt that she wasn't going to lose this match. She was definitely going to retain. I think she's going to be the women's world champion all the way into WrestleMania. I don't know who she's going to lose it to. Just like how I can say, well, I know who Jay Cargill is going to drop the title to, but I can't say who's going to be Stephanie Vaquer. I don't know if it's Liv Morgan. I don't know if it's Rhea Ripley. I don't know if it's Io Sky. I don't know who you want. I don't know who you want. I don't know. I don't know. I simply don't know. I seriously don't know. Seriously. And then finally, the wildest of shits. The men's war games. You can pick who you want out of these to be the captain. Except the Usos. I don't care who the captain is. This guy, that guy, this is definitely just, that's this team. That's his team. That's his team. I don't care. Drew, I'm so sorry. I'm scared of you sometimes, but you're not the captain of this team. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, y'all too young. Y'all can't have that. Logan Paul, you can screw off. Paul Heyman, yeah, go fuck yourself. But this guy, it's this guy's team. You can't say it's not that guy's team. It's Brock Lesnar's team against this team. I don't know why people call this the worst War Games match, because this match was fucking insanity. This was insanity. It started off with Punk and Braun, who had their moments. And then as time went by, you had to rekindle a Drew and Punk. You had Cody and Drew continuing their rivalry. The accidental elbow to Punk's face. Punk bled in this match. It was actually cool to see blood in the War Games, which I rarely see. Hardly ever thought I would see again, or ever thought I would see. Yes, please. Can I have more blood in my War Games match? Thank you. Don't make it about blood. Don't make it blood and guts. But hey, at least be something. I liked it. It was cool. It was enjoyable. They had their rekindle. There was an accidental elbow, like I said, from Cody to Punk, which caused some little turmoil and tension there. You had Logan Paul come in to rekindle their little magic that these two have had. Apparently, somehow, these two are undefeated as a tag team, which makes zero sense. And then you also had Jimmy Uso come in, which led to Bronson Reed when there was a little bit of the 4-on-4. Then Jey Uso came in, and in the middle of the War Games match, this man decided to run it back and just have fun on the top of the cage, having fun, doing the yeeting. It was funny. It seriously was funny. Punk using the chair as an electric guitar was funny. And then the walking definition of murder. They call him Hades. I just call him walking incarnation of death. Because you look at him. Look at his eyes. Did I understand? Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I can't zoom in. But did you not understand? This guy is just scary. This is his eyes. Besides Jacob Fatu, this guy scares me. Also, Drew scares me when he's pissed off. You don't want to be around a pissed off Scotsman. This guy is scary. Brock is scary. Scary man. He has hair. He has long hair. He has hair! Long hair! It's not supposed to be possible for this man! Why is that a thing? But when he came out, his music hit, everything stopped, and it was murder. Murder. Suplex. 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 Clotheslines. Chairs. Then Roman comes out. They meet at the ramp. Now the match doesn't begin, and Brock didn't surrender because Roman didn't get into the cage yet. Which is super fucking cool. That was actually pretty damn cool. And then those two brawl for a couple of minutes outside the ring. Superman punches, obviously. And then an F5 through the announce table. Brock then takes Roman pillar to cage and then steps. And then the War Games match begins, and Roman spear! More spears. More spears. Superman punches. Roman takes the brass knucks from Logan Paul, who somehow got the brass knucks from Paul Heyman, because of course he has the fucking brass knuck, you little bitch. And then gets eaten up after Roman Reigns comes in and takes him out. Roman Reigns starts to use the brass knucks. We had a nice little stare down between Roman and Braun, which was cool, which led to a spear. I freaking don't care what people say. I fucking need another Roman Brock match again. One more time. One more time. Please. One more time. With 2 different character directions. Definitely. Obviously. And then you also had just the amazing little stuff with Punk and Cody. Well, not Punk and Cody, but Punk and Lesnar. Cody and Lesnar reliving a couple of rivalries there. But the match takes the turn and ends with an incredible little cliffhanger. A guy in a black hood, all black per usual, comes out, climbs the cage. There was a kick out in the middle of the GTS on Logan Paul. There was a breakup, I should say. A breakup. And the guy comes into the cage, super kicks Punk, stomps him in the ring. Now, look, I'm not going to be the one that's like so into the dirt sheets and all that. Some people, there's a dirt sheet saying that it's Austin Theory. But God be damned if it's Seth Rollins. God be all damned if it's Seth Rollins, who somehow rused everyone again and able to pull that off. I'll be damned. I'll be goddamn. I will be literally going nuts in my brain. Which then led to Braun Breaker spearing World Heavyweight Champion Punk, which then led to the finish of the WarGames, which actually I think is the shortest WarGames match ever in WWE so far, question mark. But this was damn good. This was damn fucking fun. I thought this was damn fun. All the way from start to finish. Pretty damn good. I thought this was really damn good. So all the people on the internet that are saying on Twitter, whatever reviews you may come across, this is my personal opinion. This WarGames was fun. I thought the women's WarGames was fine. I thought that was the weaker WarGames of the two. There have been some weak WarGame matches. I'm not going to hold you. I thought in my time period of watching WarGames, I thought 2024 men's is the weak. I think 2024 men's is the weakest of the bunch. But I don't think that this is a bottom tier WarGames. I am actually going to make a tier list video of every single WarGames match, and I actually will rewatch every single WWE WarGames match and actually put them into a tier list of worst to first. Just like how I'm going to do the pay-per-views of 2025, I'm going to do with WarGames matches. Now that we've watched every single WarGame, now we had WarGames, we're going to rewatch the WarGames. I'm going to probably live stream those. I'm not going to live stream it here. I am going to live stream it on Twitch. So follow me on Twitch. I will leave that in the description. Other than that, WarGames? Survivor Series WarGames? I think this was a very, very solid pay-per-view. Minus this one match, every other match delivered. 4 matches. Obviously, the WarGames matches were going to be super long, so you really couldn't fit another match on this card, if I'm being honest. Could this have benefited with one more match? Probably. What match would it have been? Maybe a traditional Survivor Series? I don't know. Maybe it could have been a traditional Survivor Series, but I don't think that it could have been able to fit on there with the WarGames matches that last close to damn near an hour. I thought this was a fine match. I thought this was a fine pay-per-view. I thought this was a good pay-per-view. Like I said, this was a really good pay-per-view. I think there is one particular pay-per-view I think is the weakest. You will find out in that tier list video. I think this was a solid 4 out of 5. You could say 3 3/4, 3.75 out of 5. 4 out of 5. For me, particularly, this is just my opinion. You can disagree with it, and we can have a conversation about it in the comments. But stay tuned for my tier list video of the 2025 pay-per-views. Stay tuned for my WarGames tier list. And also, surprisingly, we haven't had a Hell in a Cell match this year yet, and I don't think we will, which I think is actually cool that we get to have Hell in a Cell in a limited capacity unlike having it on a year-round tradition. So I thought I'd just say that and put that out in the air. Hey, there's been no Hell in a Cell match. Hey, we're saving it for the most important feud, and I can't wait to see Hell in a Cell because it will have my blood going, and I can't wait till next year where I get to actually be very active with more pay-per-views and actually get to try to go to a couple pay-per-views. My goal next year definitely is to get to Survivor Series. I was wishing I could get to Survivor Series in San Diego. Unfortunately, I couldn't. Some things came up in my end on my spectrum of life that I couldn't get out to San Diego, but it is okay. There's always next year. I'm definitely going to be at Raw that's coming up in February, and then I will definitely get the chance to go to WrestleMania in April. I will be at WrestleMania. I don't know if I'm going to be at the whole entire WWE spectrum of events from Raw, SmackDown, NXT to WrestleMania, but if I do, hey, look for me. I'm going to make it possible. I'm going to make it a mission to at least attend 5 WWE events and at least 2 outside of Philadelphia. So maybe 2 or 3, but definitely we'll make WrestleMania a thing. I hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays to everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to this channel. I got some stuff coming up here. Like I said, I got the WarGames stuff. I also have the tier list videos, so be on aware and look out for that. I know I haven't been really consistent this year, or tried to be consistent, especially in my new setup, but I'm hoping to be consistent next year, get some new content out, get some new stuff out. You're going to see some new things that are coming up onto the channel. Hopefully I can get that going. I will be trying to work on getting an office set up in my place, so when I get that office set up, you guys can actually see something different, get some new stuff going on as well, and also get to live stream, get to better live stream quality and content stuff. I hope you guys have a wonderful week coming up. Go your favorite team, insert there, go insert your favorite team, and then also, yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We got some more videos and stuff coming up for you before the year ends out. I love you all. Peace and loves. Peace, love. Give love to be loved to get love, or give love to get love to be loved. That is my number one thing. All right, take care, everybody. Good night.